toddlers, and welcome back to your very last Forces in Motion with Miss Crawford YouTube video. Today is our last lesson about forces in motion before we go on vacation, my friends, and I got a good one for you today. The last time we talked about collisions. Can you say that word with me? Collisions. And we learned a couple things happen when objects collide. We learned that sometimes they bounce back at us, like when we threw those balls at the wall, they bounced back because that wall was pushing harder than those bouncy balls were. We learned that there might be a crash like those cars, and one might spin and one might stop. But we also saw a collision where we rolled a ball and we knocked some things over. That's another type of a collision, when we rolled the bowling ball and we knocked over those dinosaur pins, remember? Right. Now, we're gonna talk about what happens or what makes something harder or easier to knock over today. So I have two different objects. Now, I don't have a lot of fun toys. I'm at my house today. I don't have a lot of fun toys like I do at school, so I had to try my best. I have these weights here that you lift to get your arm muscles and your body muscles really nice and strong. And I also have a house of index cards. I just made these out of folded pieces of paper. Now, my question for you friends is, which pile do you think will be easier to knock over? Do you think it's gonna be easier to knock over these weights? Or do you think it's gonna be easier to knock over the cards? I'm gonna be using this tennis ball as our other object to collide, as our bowling ball, if you will. So which ones do you think will be easier to knock over? Okay. But why do you think that? Tell me. Okay, interesting. All right. Now, obviously, we got to test it out. This is science, and in science, we always have our experiments. Now, we already came up with our hypothesis. I think that it will be easier to knock over whatever you guys said. Now, let's see if you were right. We're going to test it by rolling this ball to see which one's easier or which one knocks over easier. Are you ready? Okay, come on. All right, my friends, we have a bird's eye view, and I have to hold off this vicious monster trying to get my tennis ball. It's Momo. I'm using his tennis ball. All right, now let's see. We're gonna try the weights first. Now let's see what happens. Ready? What happened? Did we knock him over? Momo brought it back to me. Yeah, nothing happened other than the ball bounced back. Let's try one more time. You sit. Sit. You're being a bad boy for the audience. Get over there. All right. Ready? Let's try one more time. Let's see if we can knock him over. I'll try pushing harder this time. Nothing! Now, why do you think that happened? Yeah, they're super heavy. So it's hard to knock over something that's very heavy. Now let's try these cards. I gotta move these heavy old weights out of the way. Give me a second. Hey friends, Momo's back to try and catch his ball. But before he gets to play with it, thank you. Before he gets to play with it, we have to see. Move. Get over there. We have to see if we can knock over this house of cards. Now you thought this would be easy, right? Well, why did you think that again? All right, now let's see if you're right. Ready? Did it work? All right, let's talk about it. All right, my friends, we discovered that when we try and knock something over with at least a tennis ball, because that's what I could find, that when we try and knock something over with a tennis ball, it's gonna be so much easier when that object is really light and easy to pick up. And when it's really heavy, it's much harder to knock over. Now there are some other ways it's easier, or there are some other reasons why some things might be easier to knock over or harder to knock over. I'm gonna let you investigate to see if you can figure out why that might be. That's with your seesaw activity. I want you to try and create something similar to what I did. I want you to find 2 different objects. Maybe you even have a bowling set. Now, I want you to create a bowling situation, kind of like I did, where you have one object and another object. You're gonna do a test. Which one was easier for you to knock over? Oh, don't forget you have to have your ball too. Now, and don't forget, friends, you need to tell me why you think that. Scientists always explain their thinking. All right? Now you go and do that. Read those directions again one more time so you know exactly what to do, and I cannot wait to see what you find out about collisions and knocking things down. All right, my friends, I've had so much fun exploring forces and motions with you guys. I will see you all next year. Bye, kindergartners.